Are you tired of walking on eggshells around the narcissist in your life? Buckle up because today we are diving into the danger zone. Welcome back to my channel where we unpack the psychology behind communication with a narcissist. So in this video we are revealing 8 phrases that you should never say to a narcissist and why these phrases are like lighting a match in a room full of gas. You just never know what the one thing that you'll say that will cause an explosion. So stay tuned if you value your sanity and want to master the art of navigating tricky conversation with these ego-driven individuals. So that being said, let's roll. Living or dealing with a narcissist can be challenging. Their inflated sense of self-importance, constant need for admiration, and lack of empathy can make communication pure chaos. So in this video, we'll explore these 8 phrases that can trigger negative reactions from narcissists, why they're harmful, and potential reactions that you might encounter. You'll more than likely encounter. And then adding an addendum here, stay tuned until the end where I will give you my opinion on the very worst thing that you can say to them. So let's start with number 1. You're so selfish. Calling them selfish can threaten their self-image as superior and provoke defensiveness. Narcissists typically struggle with empathy due to their deep-seated focus on their own needs, their own desires and feelings. Empathy involves the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, but narcissists find this difficult for several reasons. Firstly, their inflated sense of self-importance can lead them to prioritize their own experiences above all else, making it challenging for them to truly comprehend or validate the emotions of others. Secondly, narcissists, they lack the emotional depth to connect with others on a genuine level. Their focus on maintaining their grandiose self-image leaves little room for understanding the perspectives or feelings of those around them. And additionally, narcissists often view empathy as a sign of weakness or vulnerability, which conflicts with their need to appear strong and superior. So as a result, they might actively suppress or ignore any empathetic impulses that they may have, keyword being may have. Basically, they know that they don't care, but they don't want others to know that. So calling them out like that triggers them. And when they get triggered, you get to pay the bill. The potential reaction is that the narcissist will lash out in anger, deny the accusation, or turn the blame around onto you. For example, they might say, "How can you call me selfish? You're the one who never considers my feelings." And there you go again. It's all about them again. But here's the interesting thing. When a narcissist accuses you of being selfish, they actually believe that you are. Because if you are addressing your concerns, that means that the attention isn't on them. And the narcissist will view that as you being selfish. Attention needs to be on them and them only. So if you aren't doing that, you're selfish. The second one is, you're not as great as you think you are. Ooh, they don't like that one. Narcissists rely on their grandiose self-image to maintain their fragile ego. Challenging this perception can trigger feelings of insecurity and anger. They work extremely hard at appearing powerful and appearing special. So to tell them that is like pushing them off their pedestal. You're telling them that they aren't enough, and that hurts them. You're showing them that you aren't impressed, so you're bringing them down to your level, and narcissists don't do equal. It's them above and you below. So the potential reaction will be name-calling, yelling, and threatening, because they'll do whatever they can to put you back into your place, which is below them. So they'll do whatever they can to crush you and show you who is boss. The third one is when you tell a narcissist to stop playing the victim. It often triggers a defensive and hostile reaction, and this is because Being perceived as a victim allows them to garner sympathy, attention, and validation from others, which feeds into their need for admiration and affirmation of their superiority. So criticizing this behavior threatens their carefully constructed self-image as faultless and deserving for special treatment, or deserving of special treatment. Initially, the narcissist will respond with indignation, denying any wrongdoing and shifting blame onto others or external circumstances. They may become enraged or dismissive, seeing your comment as an attack on their identity rather than constructive feedback. In some cases, the narcissist might resort to manipulation tactics such as gaslighting, where they distort reality to make you doubt your perception of the situation. They might invalidate your feelings, minimize your concerns, or accuse you of being overly sensitive or irrational. Alternatively, they might employ off-putting tactics, deflecting the conversation away from their behavior by bringing up past grievances or attacking your character. And this allows them to maintain control of the narrative and avoid accountability for their actions. Ultimately, confronting a narcissist about their victim mentality can lead to increased tension and conflict in the relationship. They are unlikely to acknowledge their role in perpetuating this behavior and may retaliate against perceived criticism with aggression or withdrawal. As a result, addressing this issue may require patience, assertiveness, and boundary setting to protect your own well-being. Number 4 is telling a narcissist to let things go after a disagreement or an argument. That can elicit a range of reactions, often rooted in their need for control, validation, and superiority. You're telling them what to do here, and they're not taking that sitting down. For a narcissist, conceding or moving past a disagreement may feel like a blow to their ego and a threat to their perceived dominance in the relationship. In their mind, like I just said, you're telling them what to do. Initially, the narcissist will most likely react defensively, refusing to back down or admit fault. They are going to become increasingly argumentative, seeking to regain control of the situation and assert their dominance. And this can manifest as repeated attempts to justify their actions, deflect blame onto others, or manipulate the narrative to suit their perspective. Furthermore, suggesting that the narcissist should let go of a disagreement challenges their need to feel validated and respected. It implies that their grievances or concerns are not as significant as they believe, which can trigger feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. And then as a result, they might intensify their efforts to prove their point or seek validation from others to reaffirm their sense of self-worth. So basically they'll go crying to mama. In some cases, the narcissist may resort to passive-aggressive behavior or the silent treatment as a means of exerting control and punishing those who challenge their authority. They may withdraw emotionally or physically from the situation, refusing to engage until their demands for validation or acknowledgement are met. They're like 5-year-olds pouting until they get their way. So moving on to number 5. Don't you think that you may be part of the problem? When you ask a narcissist if they might be part of the problem, it typically provokes a defensive and confrontational reaction. Are you surprised? Narcissists have a strong aversion to criticism and are quick to deflect blame onto others rather than accepting responsibility for their actions. Being confronted with the idea that they might be contributing to a problem undermines their sense of control and challenges their belief in their own perfection. In response, the narcissist is likely to become defensive and argumentative, denying any wrongdoing and shifting blame onto others or external factors. They might employ tactics such as gaslighting, where they manipulate the situation to make you doubt your perception of reality. Alternatively, they might attack your character or dredge up past grievances in an attempt to divert attention away from their own behavior. Number 6, the word no. No is a full sentence. When you tell a narcissist no, it can trigger a range of reactions. Narcissists typically have a sense of entitlement and expect others to comply with their wishes, so being denied what they want can be deeply unsettling for them. Initially, the narcissist might react with surprise or disbelief, especially if they are accustomed to getting their way. They might attempt to persuade or manipulate you into changing your answer using charm, flattery, or coercion to achieve their desired outcome. But if you remain firm in your refusal, the narcissist will escalate their response, becoming increasingly demanding, aggressive, or manipulative. They will resort to guilt tripping, playing the victim, or employing tactics such as gaslighting to undermine your decision and make you doubt yourself. And moreover, being told no challenges the narcissist's sense of superiority and control over the situation, which can trigger feelings of anger, resentment, or humiliation. They might perceive your refusal as a personal attack on their identity and react defensively, seeking to regain a sense of power and dominance. And in many cases, the narcissist will resort to passive-aggressive behavior or the silent treatment as a means of punishing you for defying their wishes. They may withdraw emotionally or physically from the interaction, withholding affection or communication until you relent and comply with their demands. So overall, telling a narcissist no can provoke a range of negative emotions and behaviors, including defensiveness, manipulation, and hostility. So number 7, I would say, would be to tell them that you don't care. When you tell a narcissist, I don't care, it can provoke a strong reaction. And as you know, narcissists thrive on attention, admiration, and validation from others. So being met with indifference challenges their perceived importance and can be deeply unsettling for them. Narcissists are extremely sensitive, even though they show you the opposite. So they definitely aren't going to take that one sitting down. Initially, they might react with disbelief or indignation, especially if they're accustomed to having their needs catered to. They might attempt to elicit a reaction from you by escalating the situation, such as becoming more demanding or aggressive in an effort to regain your attention and affirm their significance. But if you remain steadfast in your indifference, the narcissist will experience feelings of rejection, abandonment, or inadequacy. Being told, I don't care, it undermines their sense of self-worth, and it can trigger intense emotions such as anger, resentment, or hurt. And in response, the narcissist will resort to manipulation tactics to regain control of the situation. They might use guilt tripping, gaslighting, or other forms of emotional manipulation to make you question your feelings and perspective. Alternatively, they might try to turn the situation around by portraying themselves as the victim or seeking sympathy and validation from others. In some cases, the narcissist will retaliate against your indifference by withdrawing emotionally or physically from the relationship. They could withhold attention, communication, or other forms of attention as a means of punishing you for not meeting their needs. So it's always the same types of punishment, whatever phrase you use. Overall, telling a narcissist I don't care can trigger a range of negative emotions and behaviors, including defensiveness, manipulation, and withdrawal. And lastly, number 8, you're a narcissist. That is one landmine that you do not want to step on. This will shatter them completely. You want to tell them that they're a narcissist, not only to let them know that you have their number and that they can no longer one-up you. I get that. But you also want to tell them in hopes that they'll wake up and have an aha moment and change. But it doesn't work like that. Telling a narcissist that they are a narcissist can elicit a complex and often volatile reaction, as it challenges their deeply held beliefs about themselves and their place in the world. And here's how they might feel and react. They'll be in denial. Narcissists have a fragile self-image and struggle to accept criticism or acknowledge their flaws. Being labeled as a narcissist threatens their carefully constructed facade of perfection and superiority. As a result, they will absolutely deny the accusation, dismissing it as baseless or irrelevant. They will deflect blame onto you or discredit your perspective in an attempt to protect their ego. Then there'll be anger. Being called a narcissist will trigger feelings of anger and resentment in the narcissist. They will perceive it as a personal attack on their character and react defensively. They may become hostile, argumentative, or even verbally abusive in an attempt to regain control of the situation and assert their dominance. Invalidation. Narcissists often struggle to empathize with others' perspectives and will invalidate your feelings or experiences. They will minimize or dismiss your concerns, gaslight you, or shift blame onto you in an effort to undermine your credibility and maintain your sense of superiority. And then there's this one, projection. The narcissist will project their own traits or behaviors onto you in an attempt to deflect attention away from themselves. They will accuse you of being the narcissist or exhibit other manipulative tactics to divert focus from their own shortcomings. And the thing is that they won't just turn around and say you were the narcissist and let it go at that. They will become mission driven to prove that you are a narcissist. They'll research every term. They'll watch YouTube videos on the subject and then approach the people in your circle with their concerns about you being a narcissist. They will use smear campaigns to turn everyone against you. They are on a mission because there is no way that you are going to destroy the very thing that they have spent a lifetime building. And then another feeling that they will go through is self-doubt. Despite their outward confidence, narcissists will experience moments of insecurity or self-doubt when confronted with the reality of their behavior. However, instead of engaging in introspection or self-reflection, they are more likely to lash out or engage in further manipulation to protect their fragile sense of self, like the above mentioned. Overall, telling a narcissist that they are a narcissist will be met with resistance, hostility, and defensiveness, and can be dangerous. So it is absolutely not recommended. It's important to approach this newfound knowledge with caution. Know what you know and keep that to yourself. As you navigate through this situation that you're in, consider your options. Assess your situation and consider your options moving forward. Get informed on everything that you can regarding narcissism. Document patterns of abuse. If your partner's behavior involves emotional, verbal, or physical abuse, consider documenting instances of abuse for your own records. Very important. This may include keeping a journal, saving text messages or emails, or seeking legal advice if necessary. But whatever you choose, keep quiet about it. You want to protect yourself because remember, the narcissist will do whatever they can to protect their self-made self. If you feel unsafe or at risk of harm, prioritize your safety above all else. Create a safety plan. Reach out to local support services or shelters for assistance and consider involving law enforcement if you're in immediate danger. Set realistic expectations. Recognize that changing a narcissistic partner is unlikely, as narcissistic personality disorder is a deeply ingrained and complex situation or condition. Manage your expectations and focus on taking care of yourself rather than trying to change your partner. And lastly, consider therapy, because you most likely attracted the narcissist to you due to your childhood traumas, regardless of how subtle you believe them to be. When we heal those parts of us who were hurt as children, we no longer accept bad behavior from others. So this is all for today, and I hope that in the future you do your best to avoid these phrases, no matter how tempting, because avoiding these harmful phrases and understanding their potential reactions, you can navigate interactions with narcissists more effectively while protecting your own well-being. So on that note, Take care, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.